Bird of Prey 5. El Caruga. Kapla. Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karoga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird o' Prey. Hail Karoga.
Hello, world. It's Bird o' Prey 5 Cuplaw. Welcome to Bed Life for Friday, May 3rd, 2024. TBIF. It's another Friday. Another week has gone by. Another month has come up in the calendar. We've flown through April and we've entered May. Tomorrow, special day in our sci-fi history. May the 4th be with us, but for certain people, such as myself, we just don't care that much for May the 4th. But whatever. Takes different types. Richie Poole first in the chat today with a single alpaca saying one Vok. Yes, Richie, you were first. It was a very late day to get set up today. Captain Fandom Nerd says hello. Hello, Captain. Yvette says good evening, Bird. And everyone, good evening to the lovely Yvette. Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies. Kapla, Mr. Londell. And he says, right now, we should all be cheering on our respective law enforcement agencies as they begin dismantling the Islamic fascists that have taken hold in our colleges and universities. Mr. Londell, I had no idea where you were going with that sentence before I started reading it. I had no idea where you were going even after I started reading it. To be honest, even having read it, I am still not 100% certain what the hell is going on. I know I've been watching the local news, and I know for the last week or so, there have been college protests, for lack of a better word, rioting, if perhaps is a better way to say it, but um, college students who seem to have nothing better to do than to bitch about a war going on between Israel and Hamas, a war which Israel did not want to happen, clearly one that was started in the most cowardly of ways, with terrorist intent, the kidnapping of innocent people, terrible, terrible things happen to those innocent people. And the only one in a position to get those people back was Israel. And it was pretty clear from the start that if you're going to kidnap, if you're going to kidnap pretty young white women and have their way with them sexually, you're not going to win a whole lot of public support. You're not going to win the PR battle. And even the college students are learning the hard way that Americans don't like to see their daughters being raped. And that's just a bridge too far. Not going to end well. Not going to end well for the college students who are probably there on the taxpayers' dime. They probably don't have the money to afford the schools anyway. So you get people, even like Mama Frey, who starts asking the questions, who's paying for those tents? Who's paying for all those tents? Yes, Mama. Many of Mama Frey is starting to notice that the same people arrested are paid protesters. Who's paying them? Who's organizing them? Indeed. Indeed.
Not just one person.
Resolute Germ says, hello, Resolute. Mike Richards says, so that we have more room for domestic fascists. So we can have more room for domestic fascists. And greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Jim's Landscape LLC says, hello, Jim. Arabic Sonder Kapla Arabic says also hello to Captain and hey to Yvette, who says hello back. John Gills, Metal and Star Trek channel, says hello world. Welcome, John Gill, Metal and Star Trek channel. Notice something new in the intro every time. Just notice the Klingon North Korean flag. Yes, well, that is the Karogan flag. It's the alternate flag of Karoga. Karoga's got two flags. The Karogan symbol is borrowed. It's not quite the Klingon symbol, but it's Klingon inspired. And it's red, white, and blue with the Klingon symbol in blue on a white circle in the center of the flag. That's the main Karogan flag. But the alternate flag, again, is red, white, and blue, like the North Korean flag. But then it has the Karogan / Klingon symbol in place of the star that the Korean flag would have. Anyway, he says nice. Thank you. I quite enjoy the flags. Yvette's bird, what goes bump in the night? Me tripping over shit. I'm sorry to hear that, Yvette. I hope you're okay. Indeed. Jedi Bill says, Kapla, brother warrior. Birdo Prey 5, all should hail Karoga. Indeed, all should hail Karoga. Hail to you, Jedi Bill. DJ Play Nice says, we thank you for hosting You Rock. Thank you, DJ. And DJ Play Nice gives fingers up and eyeglasses, shades to the chat. John Gill says, hey, Arabic and fandom nerd and Yvette and Jedi Bill and Play Nice. And sorry for the long name. We'll shorten it shortly. No worries. Stanley says, does Bird know that he's like 2 weeks behind on his Star Trek Discovery nitpicks? I am aware, Stanley. Last night I finally got out my Star Trek Discovery episode 4 nitpicks. I am aware that we're up to episode 6. So yes, I am 2 weeks behind. I hope to get episode 5 out in the next couple of days. And then we'll go back to just being a week behind. And maybe this will be the week I catch up. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Thank you. The King. Kapla King says Kapla Berto Frey. Kapla King. Good to see you here again. Pop Culture Curator says hello there. Hello, Pop. And says Kapla Bird, hope you're doing well. Thank you. I hope so too. Stan Lee says not exactly topical. Well, Star Trek Discovery, not exactly topical. John Yale says Stan Lee, he is 7 years late on not watching Star Trek Discovery. No, I've been watching Star Trek Discovery. I've watched every episode of Star Trek Discovery. That's I as I've said before, it is I'm forced to do it. I'm forced to watch Star Trek Discovery. I'm not forced to review it, but I am forced to watch it. Reviewing it just seems like I need to do that for my own sanity. Once I've watched it, I've got to talk about it. So it's like if I have to deal with it, all of you guys have to deal with it too. Stanley says to John Gill, it's never too late to watch Discovery. Well, you certainly shouldn't watch it if you don't have to. Stanley says probably best if you never manage to get to it. I would agree. Stanley. Except, as luck would have it, this one particular episode of Star Trek Discovery, Season 5, Episode 4, Face the Strange, or something like that. Strange face the strange. That one particular episode, I thought was worth watching. It was a weird episode where we get a time travel episode where we can get a little bit of a spoiler, but I don't think you can truly spoil Discovery. But we get Michael Burnham versus the only person who is capable of defeating Michael Burnham. So we get a Michael Burnham versus Michael Burnham fight that goes on for a little bit longer than I thought it would, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed when Michael Burnham dies, which she did die technically in season 1 or 2. She died over and over and over again because she was caught in a time loop where she had to die. That was a wonderful episode. If I recall, I played her dying over and over in a 10-hour loop. It was one of my biggest videos of the day, and this was another video where we get Michael Burnham versus Michael Burnham. If people cared, I'd probably had put out a loop of this one, but I don't think anyone cared. Jedi Bill, thank you so much with a $5 super chat saying, "May the 4th be with you all." That's a day early, Bill. You're a day early. But indeed, may the 4th be with you all. Maybe tomorrow I'll wear my Star Wars shirt. And Bill got Shatner saying, Khan. John Gill says to not watch Discovery. Yes, it's best if you're not watching. Stanley says to John Gill, the ultimate amount of late. The King says, wonderful heart of virtue. John Gill says it's better to just say John Gill. Don't know what I was thinking. It's a hyper long name. Well, you were thinking it's probably better for search engine optimization, which it probably is, to have the longer channel title. But in terms of social norms, most people would just cut you off at John Gill anyway and just ignore the rest. Stanley says to Mr. Lundell, a good strategy might be to cancel all of the kids' enrollment and not refund their parents. Jim's Landscape says, what's wrong with long names? Of course, Jim's Landscape LLC, #1 space hyphen space Commodore Productions would ask that. John Gill says a good strategy would be to require students to study instead of all the other nonsense done at colleges. What did you say, Mama Fred?
I agree with what Mr. Lundell says.
You agree with what Mr. Lundell says. You often do. Expel them. Expel them with no refund, says Mama Fred. John Gill says, yeah, a good strategy would be to require students to study. Yeah. Stanley says, see how the kids' folks feel about losing a year's worth of tuition because their kid is a hooligan. Well, that's assuming the kids' parents are even paying. A lot of these kids, they're just racking up, uh, student loans or grants, not even loans, just grants. Like, you don't have to pay it back. Like, here's money. Here's money because you're so special. John Gill says, my strategy is for professors to schedule all their tests and papers during the protest times, and anyone who doesn't comply will fail. The problem, John Gill, is that half those professors are attending the protest. The professors are all for the protests. They want to be there with the kids. They want to be the cool professors. And Yvette, the lovely Yvette, with a 2-pound, and she got it. The lovely Yvette has just got kissing Dax. Somebody write this date down in the annals of history. Annals of history. Congrats, Yvette. Very rarely gets kissing Dax. Fingers crossed for kissing Dax for you all, and she got it. She got it. Thank you. Thank you to the lovely Yvette. Annals of history. The annals of history. That's what it's called. Stanley says, yeah, it's not healthy to keep discovery frustration bottled up. It is not helpful. Stanley says, yeah, the time travel one. Salty and Danny also actually liked that one relatively, but it was just a blip on an otherwise season that's just as bad as ever. Yes, that is all true. Stanley says, was the Michael versus Michael supposed to be an homage to Kirk versus the shapeshifter? I didn't think so. Like, I was really confused as to why Michael would even think that her fake was a shapeshifter. Like, I don't recall that many shapeshifters in early Star Trek lore. If anything, she should have figured that her double was an android. They had realistic looking androids, and it would seem that when at least in TOS times, when somebody looked exactly like somebody else, they were probably an android rather than a shapeshifter. Although I guess technically, even from the first episode of TOS with the salt monster could take any form. So maybe she should have been confused if it was a salt monster. Stanley says they should have kissed. Who? Michael Burnham and Michael Burnham. LDG at hashtag free the net says, sorry I'm late. Welcome, LDG. Better late than never. Jim's Landscape says hi to LDG. And Jedi Bill, oh my God. Jedi Bill is gifting 5 Bird of Prey 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Bill. Bill says, I made that happen because I used my force powers. And Bill gifts 5 memberships. And we've got Jim's Landscape LLC has been gifted a membership. John Gill has been gifted a membership. JP's has been gifted a membership. John DeMarco has been gifted a membership, and Dr. Scotty has been gifted a membership. Thank you, Bill. All by Jedi Bill. And John Gill says, thanks, Jedi. I just lost my membership like 3 days ago. Well, you guys are all back on, back as channel members. And next Tuesday will be the second Tuesday of the month. So it will be it will be membership stream Tuesday, the second Tuesday of the month. Where are we? Miss Linda's Ruby Movie says, actually, I say, lock their behinds up. The Kings is good thing. My college doesn't have any craziness going on. You're in college, the King? I'm just curious how things are going in a regular school. And LDG just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, LDG. LDG's, where's you see? Daniel Stensman was one of the 5. Resolute Germ gifted membership by LDG. John Araki who gifted a membership by LDG. Bradley Briggs gifted a membership by LDG. And Jeb B is the member storm. LDG's caused a member storm. And those were the 5. And Mike Richards says next Tuesday is in fact the first Tuesday of the month. Is that true? In fact, it is. Wow. Thank you so much, Mike Richards. That's right. This month started on a Wednesday the 1st, making Tuesday the 7th the first Tuesday. So Tuesday the 14th. Wow, we've got 2 weeks. 2 weeks almost before. Thank you. It is indeed Tuesday the 14th will be the second Tuesday of this month. Thank you for the correction, Mike Richards. So we got some time. We got some time, people. I thought it was a bit early, but it is what it is. Yvette, the lovely Yvette, yells woohoo, or she got kissing Dax. Jedi Bill made kissing Dax happen by using his force powers. Well, that's mighty fine of you there, Bill. Mighty fine of you. The King says amazing. And then we got LDG's member Storm, Mike Richards, reminding me about Tuesday. Jedi Bill says, you got it, brother and sister, warriors, Kapla. Resolute Germ says, thanks for the membership. And the King says, indeed, things are peaceful. There's the occasional protest, but they just come and go with no problem, thankfully. Out of curiosity, the King, would you share with us, like what state or country you go to college in, if you don't mind? It's a big planet, and I just curious where things are better or worse. Um, Jedi Bill says, "You got it, brother and sister." Right. Um, the King says, "I stay away from all that since you have better things to do, like pass my classes." Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I remember when I went to college, um, you could, you know, pick what you wanted to do, more or less. And the King is in lovely Florida, indeed. So certainly a state where it's too hot. It's too hot to to protest at times. You wanna just get your work done and get home to that air conditioning and maybe go out right in sunny Orlando and maybe go out to uh, the Disney, what is it? Village or something where the adults go. Island. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in Florida. And, Ciso Frey used to live in Orlando or thereabouts.
Yeah,
Claremont,
you know,
the outskirts.
there are a lot of monkeys.
Monkeys?
Yeah.
There's monkeys in Claremont?
Yeah.
Wild monkeys?
What?
Live monkeys? What, like, there can't be monkeys just, what, in the trees and stuff?
Yeah, on move. Look at
Monkeys on roofs?
yeah.
Claremont, Florida has wild monkeys?
Yeah.
Wild monkeys. Wow. That's crazy. That is nuts though. Jedi Bill says this Thursday I'll be celebrating my 4th anniversary here on content of YouTube. Berto Bray going to be starting 5 years on YouTube. Congratulations, Bill. 5 years on YouTube. The King says you'd be surprised. Oh yeah, a quarter of those monkeys have herpes. Oh no, herpy monkeys. That is, don't kiss the monkeys. Don't kiss the monkeys, and don't let the monkeys kiss you either. That's. He says it was part of a failed wildlife park. The monkeys were part of a failed wildlife park.
Oh, definitely the cave.
I guess so. Jedi Bill says it's this Tuesday. This Tuesday, Jedi Bill will be celebrating his 4th anniversary of content on YouTube. He will be going on starting 5 years. Well, that's generally called your 5th anniversary. If you're, he says he'll be celebrating his 4th anniversary, starting going on his 5th year. That's generally called the 5th. Bill, did you start in 2020 or 2019 or 2021? What was your first, when did you first stream? Stanley says, did you give it to all of them or just the one and they spread it around? I didn't give them herpes, god damn it. Stan says, did you give it to all of them yourself or just the one? And they spread it around. That is unfair and disgusting. I got from YouTube, I got the notice that congratulations, it's your cake day or whatever, your anniversary. You've been using YouTube. But it didn't tell me for how long. It didn't tell me how long ago I started using YouTube. I know I started using YouTube before I got sick because the oldest video I have right now is from 2008. But I know I had videos older than that. Like at some point, I deleted some older videos. The oldest video I have left on YouTube is from 2008. And it's just one. There's one video from 2008, which was never, certainly not my first video. Um, and for those interested in what video is from 2008, it's one you guys have seen before. It was Joe's last Jeep ride, if you wanted to. So search for it. I since did a remastered version of it, and it was me recording the night I brought my my old Jeep Grand Cherokee as a trade-in to my local Infinity dealer, where I traded it in for a 2008 Infinity QX56, which, oh my God, was a lovely, super premium truck. It was so big, so nice. It as much as I loved my Jeep, and I did love my Jeep. My Jeep, I always wanted a Jeep. So a Jeep would be like my could go anywhere, do anything, and I not worry about it getting scratched up kind of deal. So even when I had the Infinity, the QX56, I also had a Grand Cherokee, an older Grand Cherokee that was just like my throwaway, could do anything at any time vehicle. But oh man, that Infinity, that was the top of the top in terms of just looking cool and so much room. So it was a great drive. It was so nice. It was so nice that the CEO of my company rode in it once with me, and he was so fucking impressed. So impressed. The next day, he had the company driver go out and purchase an identical, a damn near identical QX56. The only color, it was a little darker. It was a little darker. I had dark gray and he got the black, like a light black. I had a dark gray. Otherwise, it was damn near identical. And that became the company car because it was so fucking perfect. It was so perfect. Bill says this Tuesday. This Tuesday. Okay. So Bill's anniversary is this Tuesday. Next Tuesday is the member stream. The king says minus that augment stuff. Stanley says, what's the 5-year gift? A Stream Deck or LAV? It's a good question. Jedi Bill says May 7th, 2020. He did his first live stream.
So it's 4 years
So it's
on May 7th,
4 years.
and then beginning the 5th year. Like, 365 days plus 1 is 4 years plus 1 day.
So
Into the 5th.
so it's his 4th anniversary.
Right, it's 4.
It's your 4th anniversary, and you'll be starting your 5th year of YouTube. Gotcha, Bill. Gotcha. Stanley says, I saw some old videos on the sidewalk. You can see that infamous old white car next door. I saw some old videos on the sidewalk. Oh, yes. My neighbor's car. My neighbor's old car that people keep trying to buy. Driving dirty in the Q45, getting bent, says Stanley. I don't know what that is, but I do remember. Yes, mine was a QX56. I don't know if that. No, I think it's 56. But yeah, they stopped making them. But I do remember when I went to the dealer to have regular work done, and one of the things about supposedly getting from the dealer was that they were supposed to give me a car to use while mine was in the shop. They were supposed to give me a free vehicle to use in the meantime. Anyway, they didn't mention that the free vehicle they were going to give me was the smallest, crappiest. Now, granted, Infiniti was and still is considered a luxury brand, but they were trying to give me the shittiest, crappiest car they had, which is a tiny, tiny car. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, no one would think that if I bought the tiny, crappy car, then sure, I would get the tiny, crappy car as my, as my loaner. But if I bought the top of the line, biggest SUV you sell, then I would expect a top of the line SUV you sell as the loaner. And they're like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, well, here's what you can't do. You can't give me a car I physically can't fit in. And the guy was like angry. He was like, bullshit. He's like, let me see you get in. Now, I should have not even gone down this road, but I was so sure I wasn't going to fit that I took him up on his offer. Fine, come look and learn. And I could not get into the car. It was so tight. There was no way. He was playing with the steering wheel and the front seat, and there was just no effing way. And he was like, shit, He was like, okay, I got an idea. And he goes across the street to this like extra lot that has a whole bunch of extra cars, and they're all like parked in so tight. He needs like 3 people to back out. And there is medium-sized, a medium-sized, but filthy, oh my God, truly filthy, um, Infinity car. But it was big enough that I could fit in it without it being terribly uncomfortable. But they needed like 20 minutes to wash it to the point that I could drive it away without being covered in filth. And even then, I kind of felt like this is shitty. This is a this is not what I knew right away. I was like, if this is what they had told me at the time, I never would have got my car from them to begin with. It was a really crappy situation. Um, that said, it was only for a day or two, and I should have just insisted. They what I should have done was insist they pay for an enterprise rental car, because that was what would happen if they were out of cars. They would pay for an enterprise rental car. Now, the enterprise rental car would not have been a premium Infinity brand, but truth be told, I wanted a Jeep anyway. So I could have certainly got a Jeep from enterprise rental car and be much happier than with the shitty M-Class Infinity that they found in the back garbage lot to give me. Stanley's is driving dirty in the Q45, getting bent. Stanley says old videos of you on the sidewalk outside the house. Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's when I was in the chair. I think my might have been with my dad or my grandmother. Mom will pray, sis will pray.
I heard lately.
No, we're talking about old videos of me outside the house that might be on YouTube. Anyway, so I got notice of my Mike Richards is the mental picture of bird crammed into a Volkswagen Bug.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that wasn't going to happen. I almost bought a DeLorean. But I didn't think I could fit into it. If I knew I could fit into it, I would have bought one. There was a time in my life where I had just enough money to buy a DeLorean. Now, the basics was that could spend, you either had this, either way, you could spend $25,000 for a working DeLorean or spend like 10,000 and put another 10,000 into it to get a working DeLorean and then sell it in a few weeks or months for 25. But the whole point was that it would cost you about 25,000 to have a working DeLorean. He would, use it for a month. Everybody gets tired of it and then sells it again. It's basically everybody who grew up in the 80s, who had the money, they'd all play with it for a month and then sell it, and life would go on. And all the DeLoreans would recycle. But I didn't want to waste the money if I literally wouldn't be able to fit into the car. I just wanted a DeLorean. I wanted to take it into work one day, show it off, and then I'd get rid of it. Of course, two problems. Problem one was I couldn't fit in it. And problem two, bigger problem, I had never learned to drive stick. A couple of friends had attempted to teach me how to drive stick, and I could just barely make it around my college's parking lots and driving stick, but I never felt comfortable enough to go on a highway or a road in a manual transmission. And obviously all DeLoreans were manual transmissions. So I never accepted it. And so that was that. One of the few regrets I have, they say you regret things you don't do. You regret the things you don't do a lot more than the things you do. And that is absolutely true. Not getting a DeLorean was something I regret. Stanley says he was forced to have sex in a very uncomfortable place. That is not true. You mean the back of a Volkswagen? Miss Lundell says the DeLorean was probably the worst car made. It probably was. And no, it didn't include the flex capacitor. You dodged a bullet not getting the DeLorean. Well, only in that once you get it, you have to resell it. If you keep it, you're fucked. I knew that much. If you get a DeLorean, you have to resell it as quickly as possible. Don't be the last person to own the DeLorean. That's the person who loses all the money. So it is true. I probably did dodge a bullet because I am a terrible salesman. Stanley says, I almost bought an Indiana Jones fedora once before Crystal Skull came out. Stanley says, cancel the man card. 3 pedals for life. Oh, what? No, I wasn't talking to you, Mama. Oh, did you have something you wanted to say?
No.
Oh. Mama Pray knows what she wanted to do. Okay, so I wanted to bring up that I got an email notice from Ancestry.com because they have my DNA on file. And they found some new traits from my DNA. And I'll be honest, I don't 100% understand what the new traits even mean. So let's go through with them. We have 49 traits from my DNA on file. The top 4 are new. They say new. individual or team sports. And they say, I am likely to prefer team sports. And if you see this little graph here, that I'm not quite all the way over to team sports, I'm one from the end of team sports compared to individual sports, where I'm two from the end of individual sport. So it's like a slight preference for team sports. I'm trying to think about that, and I would say that that is probably true. The only individual sport I would really prefer playing is like chess. Any other, I prefer, like, you know, if we were playing like um if we were playing like um what's that? Um where you shoot at each other with the little balls. The paint gun, paintball. Like that's a team sport. I'd much be rather playing that as a team than as an individual. And Yvette, the lovely Yvette, with an 18-month Karogan Citizen Super Chat. Thank you so much, Yvette. Says, Bird, in the UK, you have to have compass, you have to pass your driving test with stick. It's called manual, which also covers automatic. Here, there is a DAF test for automatic drivers, but English people rip the piss out of them. Interesting, Yvette. Well, here you don't have to have a stick. Most of our cars are not. And Stanley says, what the fuck? How are those things influenced by DNA? Apparently, they are. Apparently, they are. Your DNA suggests how likely you are to have a pet. Pet ownership is more likely. And I would say that's true for me. I've owned a pet the majority of my life, even though I technically wouldn't have one right now if it was by choice, but I do. I do. And speaking of pets, yesterday, no, May 1st, was Sassy's birthday. Sassy was 8 years old. Sassy turned 8 years old on May 1st. Happy birthday to Sassy. Trying new things. Do you like or enjoying trying new things? Now, I'm going to be honest. I would say I do not like trying new things. I am very much against trying new things. I like one thing and I will play it to the end. Once I get what I want for breakfast, it's six months later. Do I decide I want to change what I want for breakfast? And I'll go back to what I was having a year ago. And then we'll just do this whole circle of breakfast. Sometimes for 6 months, sometimes for a year, sometimes for more than that. So no, I do not like trying new things. However, they say in my DNA that I absolutely like trying new things. I am super more than likely wanting to try new things. That's one that's kind of off. Now, watching sports. Now, I don't understand. They say I am unlikely to enjoy watching sports, which is true. I am unlikely to enjoy watching sports. Uh, but on this less likely, more likely, they have me on the less likely side. But I would think I would be the super least likely. I can't imagine anybody less liking sports, watching sports than me. Now, I guess you could say, well, growing up, I did get kind of addicted to watching uh, some baseball and later on some football, but those were few and far between. Alcohol flush, my face does not flush, according to my DNA. Now, the asparagus, uh, unable to smell. This is the problem. They say that I'm unable to smell asparagus metabolites. They have it as least likely. Absolutely not. I am 100% able to smell the asparagus, even if it's just a tiniest piece of asparagus. It ruins it. It's awful. It is awful, and I stink. I smell it, and I wish I could tell them they're wrong. Whatever they think they know, they are absolutely wrong. I don't see any way to give feedback though. Birth weight is average. That was 8 pounds, 6 ounces. So I guess that's about average. Bitter sensitivity. I'm able to taste a certain bitter flavor. They say I'm highly sensitive to that. Caffeine intake, likely to drink a lot more caffeine than average. Yeah, I certainly used to. I would drink. My caffeine was in the form of Coca-Cola, but certainly drank plenty of it. Cilantro aversion. Likely to enjoy cilantro? I guess so. Cleft chin. The fuck is a cleft chin? Unlikely to have a cleft chin, but just in the middle. Dancing. Least likely to enjoy dancing? No, I enjoy dancing. What I don't like is the fact that I can't get any women to dance with me. I love dancing. Why would you say that? Your fucking DNA. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Least likely to enjoy dancing. I would love to dance. That day that woman took my hand and pulled me on the dance floor, I still think about that day. It was the greatest day of my life. It was one of. Attached earlobes? What the fuck? Are they supposed to just be hovering? Like Discovery's warp nacelles? No, I know what attached earlobes mean. It says I'm most likely, very likely to have attached earlobes. To be honest, I don't know if I am. Wet earwax is, now it says least likely, but I think it's earwax type. And I'm supposed to have wet earwax. And as LDG can attest, I'm pretty sure the wet earwax is correct. Eye color, dark eyes, that is true. And as the slider is set to the darkest. Facial hair fullness. Genes for fuller facial hair. I would say that's true. Finger length. The index finger is longer than the ring finger. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. On my right hand, the index finger which is the finger, we got the middle finger. To the left is the ring finger, to the right is the index finger. And my index finger is just the slightest bit longer than the ring finger. Freckles, unlikely to have freckles. That's correct. Hair color, dark hair. That's correct. Thin hair. Well, it's correct these days.
Yeah, but you never had thin hair. You had thicker, thicker curly hair.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking for disaster.
Oh, wow.
I didn't find that, but I found Ode to a Deer.
Oh, Mama Bray found one of my poems
There's a couple
from
there. I
back
think,
in the day.
But then you got a TV guide.
Star Trek TV guide from
is that?
the Nemesis, the movie.
Yeah, but
Oh, a hologram. Hologram TV guide with Captain Picard on it.
it's not called a hologram, is it? What's it called?
Yeah, no, it's a hologram sticker.
Oh.
That's what those were called.
Oh.
Oh, thank you, Mama Bray.
You're welcome.
Oh, well, I guess. No, I appreciate it. So I have Mama Bray found two poems. Two poems I wrote in creative writing class. I guess we can do that. We can read those one day. Curly hair, yes. Under hair type, my DNA correctly predicted curly hair. Hangriness. Your likeliness to get hangry. Really? To get angry when you get hungry? And they say I am likely to get hangry. Well, I would say that's true. Heart rate recovery. I have a quicker recovery rate. They say it's super fast. My heart rate recovers super fast. To be honest, best I can tell, that seems to be true. And introvert or extrovert, I am 100% absolutely introverted. There cannot be any more introvert in me than they can measure, and off the scale introvert. And it's true. It's true. I am an off the scale introvert. According to my iris patterns, I have furrows, crypts, and rings. No idea what that means. Not the slightest. Male hair loss. Genes for a higher chance of hair loss. Not super high, but high. Well, guess what, guys? It might as well have been super high, since I started losing hair by 18. by 18 to 20, I was already losing my hair. Oh, it was so thick, so thick by 15, 16 years old, incredibly thick hair. By 18, it had already started thinning out. Morning or night person, it claims I'm a night person, but I would say I'm a morning person. Right now, I'm a nothing person, unfortunately. But all my life, I was a morning person. Muscle fatigue. It says muscles fatigue at an average rate, which normal is the lower, is the best case. The other case is they're likely to fatigue quickly. Omega-3, I have average levels, which is good. Oxygen use, apparently I have above average ability to raise maximum oxygen use, which I suppose is good, considering I'm on oxygen. I'm a picky eater, according to the DNA, and I'm unlikely to play an instrument. They claim I'm unlikely to remember dreams, which I don't agree. I'm pretty good at remembering dreams. They say I'm a risk taker. That is true. I definitely say I take risks. Skin pigmentation, light to medium skin tone. They have me at the super light, so that's fair. Spicy foods, likely to enjoy spicy foods, pretty high up there. Sprinting, they say I'm likely an endurance runner. Well, I can't say they can't be right about everything. Non-sneezer, in considering sun sneezing. Yeah, I'm not. I generally don't sneeze because of the sun. I do sneeze when I get nauseous, though. It's kind of weird. Sweet sensitivity, very low. Very low, according to them. I'd say that was true. Taking naps. Yes, I am a nap taker. That's pretty high. Pretty high. Tolerating dairy. They say I'm likely to tolerate dairy, which is pretty true. Umami sensitivity. I'm extra sensitive. I have no idea what that is. Umami is the elusive biff flavor associated with savory foods like meat broth and seaweed. Your DNA suggests you're extra sensitive to savory flavors. Foods with strong umami flavor usually contain lots of the amino acid glutamate. Glutamate molecules bind to a specific set of taste receptors on the tongue, which is a big part of why we taste umami. Some foods with the highest levels of naturally occurring monosodium glutamate, MSG, include seaweed, fish sauce, soy sauce, and the Australian food spread Vegemite. Oi, where's this Australian food spread my whole life? Is this result accurate? I don't know. I don't know. It's 1% genetic. What the fuck are you wasting my time for? Okay, well now I see where to tell them about the asparagus. Do you notice distinct odor in your urine? Absolutely, I do. Yeah, I consent. I've opted in. I got it. But now you can learn. You can learn. Okay. Um, uh, heart rate recovery, male hair loss, picky eater, playing instrument, risk taking, sweat sensitivity, taking naps, tolerating unibrow, likely to have a unibrow. Well, that's true. I do cut it with the electric razor. Small prayer.
You remember what was hanging on your door? Your bedroom door? Contract you made people sign before entering your bedroom? And their behavior therein?
Yeah. That's the contract of entering Joseph's room. This was the contract I had on my bedroom door when I was like 8 years old, 10 years old.
Well, had to be a little older than that, because Jason
Oh, okay.
signed
My
it,
cousin Jason.
and he's 10 years
He's
younger.
10 years younger.
And he
So I was,
printed it. So.
yeah, so I was probably 15.
And then he was there.
I had my, I know you guys can't see any of this, but I have a fairly well done blueprint for my future house. I have Joey's bedroom, which was me. It has its own bathroom, which opens to the pool, which has an island in the pool. And it also opens to the rest of the house. And it also has a soundproof room with bug general bug. I don't even know what the hell that was. There's a guest room. There's a kitchen, a hallway, a den, mom and dad's bedroom, Diana's bedroom. I put Diana's bedroom next to mom and dad's bedroom. I gave her her own bathroom. A glass top room. I have no idea what a glass top room is. Living room, a hobby room, another bathroom, entry hall, garage, a zoo, an inside dining room, bobbed wire. I don't know what I got there. Very weird stuff. Thank you. Okay, we'll go through this some other day. Vitamin A levels are normal. Vitamin B12 are average. Vitamin C should be normal or average. Apparently, all my vitamin levels looking good from DNA. And then for wisdom teeth, they say you're unlikely to develop all four wisdom teeth but I did develop all 4 wisdom teeth. Did you develop all 4 of your wisdom teeth? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So you guys should adjust that. And say at most it's 92% environmental. Okay. And that's interesting amount of stuff. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Bradley Briggs' drive manual. It's crazy how less people try to borrow a manual. Indeed. Mike Richards, it's hashtag more jerky for Sassy. Happy birthday, Sassy. Stanley says, Bradley Briggs, I've heard they really get stolen too. It's like going through the Karma Sutra, that kind of new things. Stan Lee says, Bird of Prey 5, maybe they mean like a new Jeep instead of an old used Jeep. Stan Lee says, bad asparagus piss. All the time. All the time. Yvette says, Bird, I love asparagus. Steamed butter and black cracked pepper. And bonus, your pee smells of it. Well, it is awful smell. It is an awful smell. It makes me sick, Yvette. Asparagus. The pea smell of asparagus. Stanley says, my dad has his second toe longer than his big toe. That's supposed to be a genetic thing. Only trouble is it always eventually pokes a hole in most running shoes. Stanley says, Yvette, that's a positive. Getting to smell that next morning. Lol. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Stanley says, a sonnet or haiku? No, this is like a real poem. It rhymes. And then there's one that doesn't rhyme. Ms. Lindell says, bird describe, say it ain't so. I was quite the writer. Stanley says, guessing they're probably limericks. There once was a girl from Nantucket. There was a young lady from Venus. No. DJ Play Nice says, Bird, this sounds a lot like generic horoscopes. The whole sum not apply to the reader. DJ Play Nice says, not throwing shade, the finger thing. Know anybody with a ring finger equal to a middle? No, I can't say I do. It's fake. Stanley says, umami is the savory flavor, like MSG. That sounds delicious. John Aragi with a 99-cent donation. Thank you so much, John Araki. The super poop, super sticker from John Araki. Yes, indeed. Your timing could be more perfect, John. TJ Playneye says, are you keeping the yes no's percentages? Not really. DJ says, Vegemite is ugh to me. Look up what it's made of. Not really. Mike Richards is more or less likely to rule your own country. Good one. That's a good question. DJ Playneye says, that's an awesome declaration of visitor behavior with signatures. Indeed. DJ says, did you do your own house design on graph paper? It's not graph paper. I have done them on graph paper before, but this particular one is not graph. Captain Fandom Nerds as Yvette, I'm with you. Sounds tasty.
I take these back.
Yeah, just hold on to them, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
We'll get through them
Yeah.
one day, but not today.
I got you.
Arabic Science says, remember, I love Lucy and Vegemite. Pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. May holidays. It's National Paranormal Day. Ooh, it's the Paranormal Day. I wish I had more. Wish I had more paranormal to tell you about. Women's Equal Pay Day, which is bullshit. I'm sorry. We all know why women get paid less. Constitution Memorial Day. Today, Japan upholds the banners of peace and democracy by renouncing violence and war for humanity's betterment. Cross Day in El Salvador. International Wild Koala Day. Oi, it's Wild Koala Day. Kentucky Oaks. Today we celebrate one of the oldest continuous contested sporting events in history, the Kentucky Oaks. It's Lumpy Rug Day. It's time to let go of the old and usher in the new this spring. It's National Chocolate Custard Day. Some call it pudding, some call it custard, but let's celebrate it regardless of its name. National Garden Meditation Day. Relax your mind and body as we tell you about the marvelous benefits of garden meditation. National Montana Day. Now that's a good old day. We're waiting for Yellowstone to return. It's a wonderful TV show that takes place in the great state of Montana. The old Yellowstone Ranch. It's National No Pants Day. We all know the feeling of changing out of your pants after a long day. I don't know if it still happens, but in the New York City subway system, lots of people used to celebrate No Pants Day by using the subway wearing no pants. It was disgusting, but they did it. Then COVID happened, and they stopped. I don't know if they came back or not, but I hope not. It's National Public Radio Day. Let's educate people so they understand and appreciate the value of public radio stations. I don't know about public radio, but talk radio, that's the ticket. National Raspberry Popover Day. Sit back and pop some raspberries as you read. It sure be a sweet ride. You say so. National Sand Architect Day. Sand architects work behind the scenes to put their companies front and center. No idea. National Space Day. There's so much going on in the universe, it deserves a day to reflect on everything. National Space Day. National Specialty Able Pets Day. Specially abled pets. So basically, if your pet is handicapped, this is the day for them. So Like, you know how humans who are handicapped have pets that help them out? And we call them, what do we call those pets? Service animals. Well, if your animal is handicapped, does that make you a service animal to your dog? Humans are the service animal to their handicapped dogs. So you should be able to get if humans can take service animals for free on a plane, then a pet who needs a service animal should be able to take a human on the plane for free. National Textile Day. Whether with plain or bold textiles, get ready to make a statement this holiday. I'll be honest. What the fuck is a textile? I'm 20, Jesus Christ. I'm 45 years old. I am 45 years old. I have no idea what the fuck a textile really is. I know it could be a garment. Like there's 2 days, National Textile Day and National Textiles Day with an S. And they both are using virtually the same graphic, which is fabric samples. I get a fabric sample is a textile. But what the fuck else is a textile? They clothe us, give us peaceful sleep, and create things to sit on. They're textiles. I don't understand. It's like, our pillows textiles? Our shirts textiles? Why is it always fabric samples? It's always a fabric sample when I think of textile. It's National Tuba Day. Tuba Day. That's too big. National 2 Different Colored Shoes Day. Embrace all your quirks and celebrate all the characteristics that make you uniquely you. By what? By having shoes of different colors? What if you're uniquely you? You want shoes that are the same color, just black. I just want black shoes, or white, gray, brown. That's it. Orthodox Good Friday. That sounds religious. School Lunch Hero Day. Check out the interesting and informative ideas to celebrate School Lunch Hero Day. Sunday. No, not that Sunday. Sunday, no, not that. Let's advocate for the use of solar power, which is 100% inexhaustible energy and renewable and free. False, and false. It is not inexhaustible. It is not inexhaustible. It might seem inexhaustible to a level 0 civilization such as ourselves. But if we were a level 1 civilization, we would know it's far from inexhaustible. At best, we'll get 4 billion more years. Maybe. Probably a lot less. So it neither renewable nor free. All lies. It's Wordsmith Day. Wordsmith Day, a time to celebrate, recognize, and honor talented writers. You know what doesn't go with Wordsmith Day? Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery, not a day for Wordsmith. Because there are no talented writers involved in Star Trek anymore. And finally, World Press Freedom Day. Reaffirm your commitment to the truth. Join millions in defending freedom of the press. I say the press has already got too much freedom. They're ruined. They ruined what they had there. They're screwing us. They're screwing us all. Mr. Lundell says National Pants Day. Celebrate that day every day. Mr. Lundell says Cinnabon is trying his hand at gardening. Tragedy will ensue. I hope Cinnabon does. Hope Cinnabon gets the gardening down pat. We don't want to see tragedy ensue. Okay, guys, it's time for Dear Bop. Let's head over. See what's going on. Is that ruined or room? I'm not sure. Dear Bob, you guys talking the other day about Corky reminded me of a story. A couple of years ago, I had an Uber driver named Corky. I told him to take me to the beach near where I was staying. We ended up in a backyard pool rather than my destination. You can thank DEI hiring for that one. Well, at least I got to swim a little bit for the day. Jackson Pollock. I highly doubt DEI hiring had anything to do with that. Uber will hire pretty much anyone with a car. So, great news. Oh, dear Joseph D. Great news. We are buying houses in the Bayside area to help longtime residents move to brand new housing in the area. Well, why would I want to move to new housing in the area? As you will be forced out anyway when the new visitors take over housing in your neighborhood. We will pay top dollar for your home and give you a deal on a brand new riverfront home on Rikers Island, the most beautiful homes in New York City. Sure, we have a prison next door, but it's a maximum security. And you will have no worries about our inhabitants visiting you at your new premier home. So let's get down to dollars and cents. We will offer you $250,000 for your existing home and allow you an opportunity to buy a 4-bedroom, 2,000 plus square foot home with a boat dock for $1,250,000. What a deal, right? Call us and we will get the paperwork started. Judas Iscariot? To be honest, that would be a tremendous deal. 4 bedrooms, 2,000 square feet, boat dock for $1.25 million. People would be lining up around the block for that. That would cost 2 to 3 times as much, in all honesty. The only bad thing is that you only want to give me 250,000 for a house that's, the New York City says is worth quite a bit more. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Add $1 million to that, and New York City will say, okay. Uh, uh, right, they value it so they could tax it at that rate. Dear Bopper, you're Italian, right? Well, I'm hoping you can help me. My boss yelled at me this morning when he found the coffee pot was empty, right when he usually gets his first cup. He called me a mook. Is that something good or bad? A mook. M-O-O-K. Mama Bray has never heard of this term, and neither have I. So I'm guessing it's not good, but I can't say either of us have heard of it. Dear Joseph, thank you for your contribution to the Free Gaza crew at NYU. Your donation of $1,000 in cash and 2 dozen gluten-free donuts is very appreciated. Please come out and join us as we will find a place to put you and your bed in the forefront of the group, just like you requested. See you and Sisofre on Saturday. P.S. I wouldn't bring your nephew Charlie, as it might get a little rough, and we don't want little people being hurt unless they are still in the womb, of course. Thank you, Betty Bitters. The multi-gunman is in the house. Kapla, multi-gunman, says Bird. Hey, Bird, how's it going? Going okay, multi-gunman. Miss Londell's Groovy Movies says Bird, take the $250,000 and move to Montana. Houses are dirt cheap there. No. Oh, they're not dirt cheap anymore, Miss Londell. They're super expensive because all the Californians decided to buy up all the houses. Cody Guy's in the house. Welcome, Cody Guy.
To get together and buy houses in Gary, Indiana.
Yes, we should all buy houses in Gary, Indiana. The entire community. We can all live together. Yeah, when you get one fixed up for me, let me know. When we have to, we'll make our own. We'll make our own Gary, Indiana. Dear Bob, hi there. My name is Chim Chim, and I'm the monkey on Speed Racer. Speed has retired, so I was wondering if I could hang out with you now since you said you were going to get a DeLorean. I think we would make super cool team, 2 super hairy guys. All I need is a bushel of bananas to be enticed to join. Talk to you soon, Chim Chim. You know, Chim Chim, I've never really been a fan of monkeys, so I'm not feeling it. Dear Bob, I can smell your asparagus pea from here. The DNA thing is bullcrap. You reek. Salty. Dear Bob, you have a very nice twig and set of berries. Dylan M. Dear Bob, I am like a Rubik's Cube. The more you play with me, the harder I get. Are you a school? Because I want to shoot some loads in you. LDG. No! It's terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible. Stanley says bird barricade. Barricade O'Fray. Yeah, all that Californians start watching too much Yellowstone. It's true. Yeah, it's true. There's no cheap places anymore. All the cheap places are crack. Like Gary, Indiana. It's garbage. It's literal trash. Anyway, it's a little early, I guess, but I think we're gonna call it a stream here, guys. I got stuff I need to do. I'll check back in later, see what's going on. Kapla all, bird out.